Welcome to the Code. Construction, design, engineering. This is India's #1 construction podcast. Hi, and welcome to the Code. I'm Rishabh Aggarwal, your BuildMate friend. We are at DARC Build Bangalore, and I'm sitting with architect Sahil Tanveer, and he's somebody who's changed his entire way of designing and harnessing the power of AI with himself and, of course, with his team. So, hi, Sahil, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. And are you enjoying the exhibition so far?
Yes, absolutely. I'm enjoying this part right now.
Yeah? Oh, awesome.
I'm all for the moment.
This is great. You just sort of made my moment as well by saying that. DARC Build, you're a panelist here.
Yes.
You spoke yesterday on AI-based design and computational design on AI, correct?
Yes. Generative AI is what I spoke about.
Generative AI.
Yeah.
You said you've changed the way you are designing and the way you are using AI. And you're also consulting companies abroad, architectural firms abroad, US, Canada, everywhere, right?
Right.
It seems like this is something that we need to understand in a proper way, right? Rather than envy it and be against it, we should go all for it and to use it responsibly as well. You think?
Absolutely. It is the need of the hour. And if you look at the West, there's a lot of stuff which is happening there, and it is already the future. They are already in the future, right?
Yeah.
And the Asia and the Southeast Asia or the Indian continent or parts of this part of the world. So we have a long way to catch up to, and we are still discussing, will AI replace architects and
Jobs.
stuff like that. Jobs, are we going to? Of course, there is going to be an impact on jobs. There is no doubt about that. But then I think our population will probably balance it out. On a lighter note, I'm saying. But then the thing is, we have a lot of catching up to do. What we need to talk about is that what we can do with this thing, rather than talk about is it going to affect our jobs, is it going to annihilate humanity or whatever, right? So
The end of mankind as we know it.
Mankind, yeah. So I think we have a lot of things to catch up to, and we should embrace it rather than think about anything else. And yeah, that's
Very interesting. Different people have different challenges and different beefs with it, but I think it comes from the fact that we don't understand it.
true.
As an outsider, it feels like something threatening us, but technology has never actually been that. It's only reinforced my belief in the evolution of things, right?
Right.
If you don't evolve, you pretty much perish.
Right.
I'm fairly certain that, especially the youth today, I do think the way education has been will also evolve with it.
Right.
But education, especially in architecture, is still very traditional, and it has its ups as well, right? It trains you to understand construction, to understand design, to understand planning in a certain way so that you do it yourself first,
Right.
and then you understand it, and then maybe you use models which are based on AI, and then maybe you use AI as a proper tool. You know what I mean? But till you don't understand it.
What's happening is that I have gone back and forth on all these definitions.
Yeah.
That it's a tool. It is to help us. It's going to augment our intelligence. We are in the center of intelligence. There's nothing else which is more intelligent than the human brain and all this, right?
That's not true, is it?
So I don't think it is true, because I've heard a lot of people talk about some really sensible things about this, right? So there is Mr. Yuval Harari, who talks about this as alien intelligence,
Okay.
right? And there is Mustafa, who is the founder of Pi, who talks about this as a new digital species, right? So it seems like we have discovered the way that we discovered that Earth is not in the center of the universe, right? So we then discovered that there are multiple universes, and we also discovered that we are really actually, if you think about it, very insignificant, right? The universe actually does not think about what human beings are and what are they doing, and what is the name of Pluto, right? So Pluto doesn't really care that I have been called Pluto. It only matters to us, right?
Sure.
So
Which is
considering
a
all
speck
this,
in the entire sphere.
yeah, exactly. So considering all this, so I feel that it is we have stumbled upon something which is creating this, which is generating stuff on its own, and it might we might either lose control of it, and then all this will be probably moot, but we might also harness it.
Yeah.
So at this juncture, I don't think that apart from exploring and understanding, there is nothing else that we can do.
Yeah.
We just have to let it grow and monitor it and be very, very ethically conscious about what choices we are making, right? And this also involves the government. It also involves policies
Sure.
where we do not let big corporation in the race, to do whatever they want. So maybe they, of course, they are policing themselves as well. But then we need all these things. Yeah.
Big fish will always sort of eat small fish. I do think we can't avoid that. But it's also a good thing. Then you have that one central thing that you can focus on.
Right.
Sometimes it's fine, unifying of platforms, OpenAI and whatnot, right?
Right.
People were protesting that too when it happened, right? But it's not just, you're not just saying this about design when it comes to AI, right?
No, not really. When I speak about that part about Harari speaking about alien intelligence, that's the actual artificial intelligence that I'm talking about, because architects are more hung up on images. We are more hung up on stable diffusion and mid-journey. But these are all diffusion models. These are all, image generators. They work in a different way. But the actual things which are happening with artificial intelligence are actually outside the architectural world. And those are the things which you have to really, very interesting and somebody would focus on. Of course, this is a architecture, engineering, construction event and all that. So, of course, we are talking about architecture. But then why we need to focus on that is because, for example, I talk to ChatGPT all the time, right? And I was talking about, I asked ChatGPT whether if I give up control and I give you the world, so what would be the first thing you would do? First, of course, OpenAI has built in certain things to it, right? So it said, no, this is, this AI won't take the world over, this is ethically wrong and all that. But then I forced it. Then I came to a point where it told me that the first thing it will do is that it will optimize climate for us. It will optimize traffic. All right. So these are the things that it's telling me. Now, the coding and the programming, the way it was done in the 2000 era, where I came from, I'm a 90s kid, right?
Yeah.
The kind of programming that we did earlier, that's not the kind of programming that's happening. It's like you create a model, you let it explore an environment, and you see what happens.
Yeah.
What does it know now? Now, how do you know what it knows?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so we are actually talking about something which is slightly outside of architecture, but then it's going to have an impact on architects as well. So, yeah.
What do you think new age architects should do in terms of understanding it better, harnessing it better, and using it better?
They must understand every aspect of it and not just the facade. Like creating AI renders is not it, right? So why this is happening is because we are hung up with the cycle, right? The client, the project, there's a cycle that happens, right? So there is demand for an architect, and you have to fulfill that. You have to put food on the table and all those things, all that jazz. So that's kind of why it is happening that we are hung up on this AI rendering and AI images and image generation and all that. But then we need to see the depth. There is a whole lot more which is happening, right? And these are things which architects have probably never, I've never learned these things. I've not.
And it's not being taught anywhere, right? In schools, at least.
I mean, where have I heard of swarm intelligence? What about GAN? I mean, a generative adversarial network. These are not things which are taught in architecture school. But
exactly.
Then now we are right in the middle of it. Now, don't you think that we should know about it? I mean, know about how a diffusion model generates an image, how DALI is different from Midjourney? Don't you think that we should know?
Very interesting and very well put. You've given us some food for thought. But we're going to hold the conversation here.
All right.
Until next time.
Yeah.
We are at DR Build. This was Sahil, and I think he has some good questions. Can you answer them? What do you think? Comment, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. We are The Code at DR Build. I'm Rishabh Aggarwal, your BuildMate friend. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.